Hi, how are you guys doing? Thanks for joining me for week 2 of the Strength series. I'm Molly Martin. I'm an RN and a postpartum doula of Mama Nurture. And last week I talked to you about mental strength. This week I'm going to focus on physical strength. And I've decided to focus specifically on the sleep factor of physical strength in the postpartum period. So I'm going to start out just by reading a short excerpt out of this book that I love, Sweet Sleep by Lalichi League. It's a great resource for a lot of newborn related questions and issues, but especially related to sleep. So this little paragraph just kind of sets the stage for some of the other stuff I want to talk about. No matter how well your baby's birth goes, it knocks your body for a loop, and you need time to recover. Most traditional cultures pamper the mother for a full month or more after birth. Our culture tends to step all over a new mother's need for sleep. With overnight visitors and drop-in visitors all on top of having to learn how to take care of a baby, breastfeed, and grab the occasional shower, it can run you ragged pretty fast. The old saying, sleeps when the baby sleeps, isn't always a real-world option. But at the very least, in the early days, your baby's downtime is your own chance to just plain rest. So, by downtime, we mean, so there is what we call the sleep-wake cycle. This is something that I did not know about myself that I could have greatly benefited from. So, a baby, for the most part, will eat and then play and then sleep. The time frame on those events changes hour by hour, day by day, baby by baby. There's no specific time that they're going to eat and that they're going to sleep. What I mean by this cycle is just that that's pretty much the order that they do stuff in. They eat pretty frequently because they have tiny little tummies and they're growing rapidly. And then they'll play for a little bit, and then they'll always sleep after that. And for the most part, their sleep cycle is every 45 minutes to 2 hours, they're going to be tired and need a nap. So this cycle, knowing this, helps you know that you have a little bit of a routine, and also helps you meet your baby's needs. If you know that they need to sleep about that often, you're not going to miss those sleep windows, versus if you just kind of go off when you think they're tired, and then you're missing that, and it's even harder to get them to sleep later. So that goes into another point I wanted to tell you, that why keeping a baby up more during the day is not beneficial. It's actually counterproductive. It's a myth that some people think, oh, I'll just keep my baby up more during the day or more in the evening. We'll skip that evening nap, and then they'll be more tired and they'll go to sleep easier and sleep longer because I kept them up and they're tired. That's not how it works. When you miss sleep that the baby really needed, it kind of throws everything off, and they end up just fighting sleep and making it that much harder to get your sleep and for them to get sleep. So if you've ever heard of babies fighting sleep, or don't let them become overtired, that's what that means. Kind of watch for that window every 45 minutes to 2 hours during the day to get them the sleep they need to help sleep during the night as well. So to continue that, I just want to touch on rest. Rest is super important during your recovery postpartum. And if you're pretty anxious, which a lot of moms in general are, especially first-time moms, because everything's new, you're wondering if you're doing things right, if your baby's okay. I was one of those moms that was too anxious to even be able to really sleep when my baby slept. And that can lead to more anxiety, because when you're not getting the sleep you need, you are more likely to lean towards negative moods and anxiety, and that causes you to have a harder time getting to sleep. So lack of sleep causes anxiety, anxiety causes lack of sleep. So it becomes kind of a vicious cycle if you don't kind of understand that and try to avoid that. And then also with rest, it's important just for the recovery and having energy to get your rest. But another big reason why your doctor or midwife won't clear you to really do much exercise or a lot of activity for several weeks, even months sometimes, is because you have this hormone called relaxin that's secreted when you're pregnant that loosens your ligaments and gets you ready for childbirth. And that relaxin is still present in your system for up to several months after having a baby. So it can be almost dangerous to do too much before your body is ready for it. It can lead to injuries and pelvic floor organ prolapse. So that's just yet another reason to really focus on resting when you can and not worrying about the dishes and laundry as much as getting your rest, which is sometimes hard to do, but there's so many reasons to do it that benefit you and your baby. So a few tips and tricks I wanted to briefly tell you about that'll help you get through this and get you the sleep and rest that you need. Sometimes when you have that little window or opportunity to catch a nap, you might not be able to fall asleep. You can't shut your brain off for whatever reason, can't get comfortable enough with the baby's position. Just laying down for a little bit is better than not resting. Shutting your eyes is even better. Relax in the recliner with baby, lay down if you can. Shut your eyes and try to think of something relaxing. Put relaxing music on, some type of meditation, something you can do to just feel a little better rested. So a lot of us, especially when we're in that nurturing mode, want to just get things done. It's hard to see the house kind of going to shambles in the background of all of this recovery and newborn care. So one time that you can fit in the dishes and laundry and those kind of household stuff, or even some self-care, if you just feel like if you could just put makeup on or just paint your nails today, whatever you can do to feel more like you, if you can just do that, you'll feel better. During this playtime that we talked about, in between the eat and sleep times in that cycle, you can put baby in a sling and get those things done. Babies love to be held close, and that sling time is good for baby and will allow you to do what you need and may lead to a nap. So another tip is you're gonna have a lot of people asking if they can help you, and you need a lot of help, but you don't know what to tell them to do. You're not comfortable having them help you with a lot of the things that you do need help with. One thing you can always tell these people who ask, what can I do? Food. They can bring food to you. If you'd rather have your own food, they can prepare something for you just real fast in your kitchen while they're over to visit your baby. Smoothies are a great go-to for this. Someone can throw it together for you pretty quickly without really having to know too much about how you cook. Just tell them 3, 4, 5 things that you want blended together. You can drink it with one hand. It's easy, it's fast, and it can be pretty nutrient dense. So how can I help you? Food, always a go-to. And I had one more tip for you, I think. Maybe not. Okay, so I hope that was beneficial. Let me know what you think, and I'm excited to see you guys next week for couple strength.